CTU, this is your finest hour. Stand up, everyone. Stand up. Take a look around. Take a look around. This is what democracy looks like.
Chicago Teachers Union President Karen Lewis, along with the caucus of rank-and-file educators, was first elected in June 2010. Karen then went on to be re-elected in May 2013 and was unopposed in April of this year, making history as a groundbreaking leader in this decade. Under the core leadership in 2012, CTU faced unprecedented school closures around the city, which forced the union to present a visionary impact report titled "The Schools Chicago Students Deserve." CTU used this public policy as their mantra, and unknowingly months later in September, it would lead Karen and its more than 26,000 members through a 7-day strike after months of failed negotiations with Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel and the CPU School Board. Standing for social justice, pay fairness, and fair teacher evaluations, CTU members finally reached a contract agreement on September 18, 2012.
The fight is not about Karen Lewis. Let's be clear. This fight is for the very soul of public education, not only in Chicago, but everywhere.
After 7 days in the picket lines, the Chicago Teacher Union House of Delegates voted Tuesday night to suspend the strike.
The strike of 2012 was very important because it was the first real show of resistance against corporate school reform models that have been forced on people across this country and have been horrendous. So what made this strike different from any other teacher strike ever in the history of America is that in this teacher strike, we had a whole new layer of activists come out because we had parents, we had students, and we had community members standing with us side by side, day by day, supporting us. In addition, we have created an entire new generation of student activists who understand that their education is under attack and they're willing to fight back.
In fighting back, Karen announced in 2014 that she'd be running for mayor, but sadly her plans suddenly changed when she was diagnosed with a brain tumor, causing her to drop out of the race.
While I have decided not to pursue a run for mayor at this time, I am convinced that the city is going in the wrong direction.
Instead, she threw in her support for Jesus Chuy Garcia for mayor and also supported CTU Area Vice President Sue Sadlowski Garza, who successfully won a seat on the Chicago City Council as 10th Ward Alderwoman. 3 years after the strike, CTU reports that contract negotiations stall again.
CPS refuses to budge on our contract proposals that will have no cost impact on the district.
As tension mounts and with no new contract in sight, CTU rallies against pension cuts and says CPS is broke on purpose, which later leads to a one-day strike.
It's being called a fight against austerity, low wages, and something more. As picket lines, rallies, and marches unfolded across Chicago on Friday, April 1st, some 50 allied organizations staged a day of action they say is long overdue.
UTLA continues to stand with our brothers and sisters of CTU and supports Karen's leadership style for equity, social justice, and public education.